Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, presented by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we're talking about the LOZ app this time around. We've got Ken Lawler with us. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Excellent. I've met you at a couple of socials and we've said hi and stuff, but haven't really got to know you. So I'm really excited to sit down, get to know you better, and find out about the LOZ app, which is kind of like the talk of the town now. It's kind of cool.
We hope. It's we just had our first birthday, so we are 1 year old this week.
Sheesh.
And it seems like it should be 5, but last May we launched May 15th, and we launched with about 400 beta users in the app, and we're now nearing 20,000 downloads. So it's really caught on here at the lake. A lot of really cool applications that we're doing with different organizations and just information we're trying to push out to both people who are coming to the lake as tourists, but also people who live here full time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what is the company name? Is the company name LOZ app or?
Well, no, the company that I have is called Tap Technology, and we develop apps. We have several apps on the App Store that have nothing to do with LOZ app, but we do apps for different kinds of companies. We do radio station apps. We do apps for realtors in different states, and the LOZ app was kind of an idea I had, maybe a year and a half ago, where I was like, I've been coming down here for 20 years. I've owned a home here for the last 18 years. And when people say, what is there to do at the lake, you kind of point them in 24 different directions.
Exactly.
And then they come back and they say, well, that was great, but I still don't know what to do. So it was an idea for a community-based app that we would have here at the lake that would allow both people who live here to find the things that they want, and also tourists. Obviously, everybody loves the tourists coming in town. That's how we all make a lot of our livings. Help them find the different services that were going on.
So you launched this May of 23. Did you know right away that it was going to be successful, or was it kind of touch and go there for a while?
My exact words were, let's throw this out there and see what happens.
Right.
So
like a good entrepreneur. Huh?
Right. We have a lot of things in movement. We have a lot of different ideas out there. This was one of them. Did I know it was going to consume me for the next year? No. Did I know it was going to be successful? I really didn't. But it has really resonated with a lot of people here at the lake, and I think it was needed. And so we are actually now using, this is our baby, this is our prototype, and we've taken it to Chicago. We're just launching in St. Louis, and we're going to be launching in Kansas City here in the fall. So we're taking the same concept that we did here, moving it to those towns to emulate what we've had, the successes we've had here.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how that works in the big cities. Because here, a small town, everybody's talked about it, knows about it, downloads it, says, hey, this is great. Cities are a little different animal. It'll be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, we're doing it a little differently in the bigger cities where we're pulling it down. So in other words, in St. Louis, it's called Westlife, and it's basically the west corridor from Clayton all the way out to Wentzville. So each town, Chesterfield, Creve Coeur, St. Charles, they all have their own button in the app, and then when you go into that button, it's just about that area. So
interesting.
Yeah, because people move around to the different areas a lot, and they're looking for events going on in different areas, but they also want to know what's going on right there in their area with the realtors and dining and events and those kind of things. Yeah. So we try to bring it down to the local level as much as we can, but still give them a lot of choices. So.
And when you mentioned St. Louis, you grew up, you're a St. Louis boy, right?
Born and bred, and grew up in Manchester, and went to Parkway School and public school boy, and started out there and went to Mizzou. So I'm a Tiger, and I originally went to Mizzou to be a wrestling coach and a teacher.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate that I would join a fraternity, and someone had asked me to help them publish a kind of a yearbook for the fraternities there called The Legacy, and it was my first foray into advertising and promotion. He said, I need someone to sell ads in the book, and you can keep half of what you sell. And so that sounded pretty good. I needed beer money. And so it worked out great. But I was, the only time we could lay out the book was at midnight in the Columbia, Missouri, and where they published the local newspaper. And I was in there laying out the book. We were getting ready to print it. And the ad director from the Missourian happened to be there working late. And we started talking, and he said, he goes, I think you'd be a better advertising, sales, and marketing guy. Let me see what I can do about trying to get you into the J school and get you on that track. And the rest is
changed your life.
It was one night at midnight. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Life can be like that.
Yeah.
And when you were growing up, when you were in school, I mean, you're obviously a smart guy. To be able to put something like the LOZ app together, you got to be pretty smart, pretty techie. So you would think you were a nerd, but you played football and wrestled. So maybe were you a jock or a nerd?
I like to think of myself as just a little bit of both because, and I tell people that all the time, like there's a lot of people who can write code for apps out there, but they can't sell them. And then there's a lot of people who can sell them, but they can't write it.
Right.
And so what we've done with our apps at Tap Technology is we're able to both put together an app and write the back-end code, but also monetize it. And that's really what you have to be able to do to have any successful business. Yeah. So we've been lucky in that respect, for sure.
It's nice that you've got all of that in you. A lot of times it takes a team or a partnership, somebody that can do one part and somebody else that you can do it both.
And we have a team. I mean, we have people that have been working with us for years. We had a full-service ad agency for 15 years in St. Louis that we did TV commercials, and we produced a country dance show in Springfield, Missouri, back which was, if we did it today, we could do it for about 10% of what it cost us back then, because back then you had to hire boom operators, and to get a up shot, you guys know this, you had to have 3 guys on one shot that was above. Now it's a drone and a guy in an hour.
Right, yeah.
So
yeah, the difference between a helicopter and a drone.
So we had, I had a lot of experience in production and also in ad sales because I worked for KSDK Channel 5 in St. Louis, sold TV. I sold for the Chicago Tribune. So, I mean, that mix has really helped us with what we're doing here with the app.
Amazing experience. Okay, we're talking with Ken Lawler. He's the man behind the LOZ app. And if you haven't downloaded that yet on your phone, you need to do that. You can watch Lake TV on there, baby. It's greatness. So we'll come back. We'll talk more with Ken right after this.
You're watching Lake TV.
Central Ozarks Medical Center, voted Missouri's best and best at the lake, is recruiting team members due to growth. Amazing employment opportunities for both medical and non-medical positions with competitive salaries and outstanding perks. For more information, go to the Careers tab at centralozarks.org. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Join a leader. Join our team. COMC, where your health is our mission. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, presented by the great folks at COMC. We're talking with Ken Lawler. He's the guy behind the LOZ app. You download it on your phone. You can watch Lake TV. Among other things, they've got a lot of separate pages on there of things you can go to and do. So you launched the LOZ app in May of 23. Mm-hmm. Has it changed much since you launched it?
It's changed completely. The beauty of the way we design our apps is they're living. They're a living app, so they will change daily sometimes. Sometimes they'll change, month by month. But as you're a user in the app, you don't really notice it because it just changes on your phone. You don't have to re-download it or anything. But we have gone from when we started to today, you wouldn't even recognize the two covers. So. We got lucky out of the box last summer in that we did a partnership with the Shootout with Leah Martin. We met with her and showed her what we could do on Shootout Week, where we could actually do what we call an app takeover. So basically the week of Shootout, and then this year, now it's the offshore as well. So
right.
in the end of May, early June, the same thing will happen. But basically what happens is during that week, the whole app changes to the theme, which, let's just take Shootout, for example. You go into the LOZ app and the front page comes up and says, click here to enter the Shootout portal, and it's everything about the Shootout. So it's the street party. If I want to find out where to park, I hit a button, it draws me a map on my phone and takes me to the parking lot. It tells me if the parking lot's closed or open, or if I want to watch the race itself, I can view the stream right in the app. If I want to get information on the racers and results, I hit a button and I'm viewing the results right there in the app. So we basically do an app takeover, and that was a big boost for us because, as you know, with Shootout, they bring in
huge
tens of thousands of people every year that come in, and so we got a lot of traction on that. We also did a partnership with the Ozark Amphitheater and those great folks over there, and we were able to do some signage on site, and we gave them a portal in the app so that people can go in and actually hit the button and they can look for tickets for the next show. They can find the parking spots on their site. They can go buy merch. They can do all those kind of things. So that's what's kind of fun about the app is we're able to kind of bend and move with what's going on at the lake and tie in people that want to know about certain things going on here, as well as Lake TV being a part of the app. Now you can go into the app, you hit one button, you're watching Lake TV.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I think the coolest part of it is you can go to all the different shows like yours. They're all listed at the bottom by show. I can go in and watch the latest show, or I can go and watch any previous one. So if you want to go in and catch all of Chris's shows, you can go to the LOZ app and just start watching, and you'll see them all.
You can see me when I looked young a few years ago.
That's right.
How about that? And you've got, I mean, like we said, you've got a lot of different pages. One of the pages is a charity page, right? What's the...
So, yeah, early on, when we started getting involved in the market more than I had just being a resident here, this is my first foray into actually what goes on behind the scenes. And we realized that the charitable organizations at the lake are just huge.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of them. And they all need promotion. So we developed on the front page of the app as a button for charities. We allow any charity to list themselves for free in the app. We give all the information. How do you call them? How do you donate? All that kind of stuff. And then when they have an event, we promote that as well in our event section and in the charity section so that we can give them a little bit more boost to try to get more donations in. And the charities are great because they love us. They'll share us out. Their members really get something out of that. And we felt like giving back to the community. That was a great way we could do it with all of our users and people coming in. So
no doubt about it. That's one of the special things about our community here. We're down to our last couple of minutes. You're also a pilot. Do you get to fly a lot?
I did for about 12 years. I sold my airplane a couple years ago, but I was sitting in Chesterfield in my office 14 years ago, and I saw these planes taking off. I was right next to the airport, and I thought, well, I could do that. So I drove over, I took an adventure flight, and 6 months later, I had an airplane and my pilot's license. So.
Wow. I mean, this guy, that's amazing. There's also a button for the West Side on the LOZ.
The West Side, as you know, the West Side is part of the lake as a whole, but they also are a unique part of what's going on over here. And we felt like that was something that if people were just looking for something on the West Side, that they could hit that button, and we're able to have all the different kinds of dining and opportunities, real estate, all those things going on in the app for that side.
So smart. I don't know how you fit everything in there, or I mean, that's just got to just be so much work to gather all that information.
It's taken a long time, but it's now that we have it in there, now we're just adding and tweaking and getting it, dialed in when we need it. So.
Okay. So for folks that don't know, how would they get the LOZ app on their phone?
Just go to the App Store. You go to your Google Store or you go to the Apple App Store and you type in LOZ app. It comes up, you hit a button and you download it on your phone and you've got it. It's free, no charge, and you can share it with your friends and tell everybody else about it as well.
It is literally that simple. I did it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it is free. And we're down to half a minute now. So quick, how do you make money if the app is free?
So all of the people that you see in the app, we have sponsorships. So different banner ads and different ads that pop up, those are sponsors. They're all local people. So we don't do chains. We don't do national advertising. Everybody that is in the app that is a sponsor is somebody you go to church with, you work with, you see them at the restaurants, you see their kids at school. They're all local people, and they help support it.
Cool. That's Ken Lawler, the guy behind the LOZ app. We'll do another show with Ken because there's more to talk about. Thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.